Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm World Dragon and this is Timberborn. We're still finishing off, greening up the map. We've got a little bit to go. Still trying to want to still block this off. Get this to keep filling and filling and filling, and we'll have a very nice bar over here. That look very nice, and we are still building up and getting this all online as well. Get this little bit of aquifers going. That will beautifully help the map here. And then, of course, one of the other things we need to do is I want to keep increasing my happiness and get eventually those final monuments built. Now, I was just having a quick cheeky look at requirements. We're going to be fine, except for the treated planks. I'm going to need 2,000, and I currently have 300. So what I'm going to do with that? Now, I don't really have much pine. These are my pine trees, as in pine resin trees. As you can see, a lot of the time he seems like he's going to be idle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a very small block of pine tree as well. Try and remember where they go. If I like it, that does stay on for most of the time I'm doing it. That was it. They're not set for cutting, of course. Oh, we put two little extra. So we'll get. It's not going to be much, but honestly, like that's an extra 30% production on the pine trees. So that really is going to actually help because it takes 7 days. So, you know, having a small little section of extra trees is going to make a difference. It's going to make a difference. So yeah, we'll get those pine trees in and we'll get a tiny bit more pine resin coming. Because then I do also want to. I don't know where I'm going to put in because my industrial area on this is kind of nice and small and compact, as you know, it should be for these wonderful folks. We have 3 books. We are trying to get our library growing, but the beavers keep eating the books. So yeah, I want to get another wood workshop. What I could do here is I could take out an explosives factory. I'm kind of done with explosives. So, you know, I could quite easily take out an explosives factory. That should. Let's go and replace that with a wood workshop. I do this. We'll find out. Yes, it did push some of it backwards, which I'm not going to be able to get rid of. But of course, they have changed it now, so if I don't pick up this in 15 days, it just disintegrates anyway. That'll disappear in time. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've missed some kind of pathing that I've got in, which I don't think I did. But so that'll disappear. So yep. So like I said, over here, slowly building this all in. As you can see. Got this going up to here so far. We will have this built up to here soon. And go. We're going to have our aquifers built in. We've got our wind farms built in. All I need to do is join them in the middle. And then over here, basically walling up. And it's going to take a little while. But again, I'm fine with that. I'm in no rush. But our guys will keep on adding dirt. Slowly building up the reservoir. Allowing it to keep overflowing. And yeah, like I said, after that, it's all about making my beavers happy. I'm on a 45, which is very respectable. I can't remember exactly what we top off at. I think it's like 70, something around like 72, maybe 82, but I think it's like a 7. I mean, yeah. I mean, as you can see, there are a few things I need. You know, Lidos. Very much missing Lidos. And then our carousels. Now we have a beautiful amount of power going on, but we don't have any carousels. But of course, then getting to an area where I can build carousels and getting power there could be difficult. Could be difficult. So Yeah, we'll have to think on that one. I don't want to build a separate wind farm for carousels, because they are going to be around the main base, you know, and this is my main power grid. So, you know, I am, however, going to, and this is for no reason whatsoever, this is because I'm, however, going to just kind of square this off a bit so it looks a bit better. It doesn't quite fill up like blocks would and fills up all the available spaces. Yep, just kind of square off my power grid because we had this little thin bit coming down here. Because I was going to, of course, plug this into here, but I decided to do satellite wind farms. Yeah, let's just square that off over there. Makes it look... That's squared off. We've got the dirt building in the corner. That's kind of like a one-man, one-run job. Now what we need to do is build this up. Now I did want it to kind of come down the center, but the problem with that we're going to have is I need to get up top to be able to do the building. That's going to be a problem. It's really not. Let's grab this set of stairs. Set of stairs. Don't know why. Problem. And let's... Hardly an insurmountable task I've come across here. Let's go and put that in there. I should have put the stairs here because then I could have put it off. And then we're going to have a battery here and here. Again, I could have built the battery if I'd moved the stairs here. Why didn't I just... Why not just go and do that? Because there's beavers all the way that run all the way here with materials. Don't interrupt them, you know, that'd be rude. Yep, and then I will have the power cable going down the middle. I'm going to connect all that up. Oh, look at that. So cool. We've got our second wood workshop to try and get our treated planks numbers up. I've only got a storage for 1,000, so you know what that means, don't you? Storage. Plank storage. That'll boost those numbers up. Now we could also do with more gear storage because we do need 2,000 of that. You would think, hey, well we've got 1,200, but is my production really good enough to build 800 whilst I'm going? I don't know, but it doesn't matter because the storage. Let's just get 800 more gears right now. Now, Lidos. They are needed. Of course, get Lidos. We will need water coming in. Of course, I could easily knock this out and have some Lidos down here. I also feel... Go and do this. Put a piece of dynamite there. Take out these berries. Set of stairs in here. Blow that up. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. This was which, of course, it was a ridiculous path because it's from here, which matter. But the point is now, have this little little side access to our secondary living area. And so yeah, let's go and get our Lidos up and go. Now, I do believe that they need 2 depth. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Just the 1 depth. Let's go and... There's me saying I finished with dynamite. Let's go and play with dynamite. Let's go and take all of that off. Wait, let's go and... leave that line there. Then let's go and get some Lidos in. Oh. Lidos. I kind of go and build this thing. Okay, I still... although I'm not going to be able to get there, am I? Lido is now kind of... Alright guys, excuse us, we've got to do some under Lido maintenance. And I don't like how it's floating over nothing. Like, I get the beavers can swim and, you know, it's... But, you know, I feel like it should be like a contained thing. It looks a bit weird. Let's just go and do that. Not gonna make a difference, but let's just go and do that, and then we'll tidy up the stairs. Or maybe even, you know what? Let's go and... Let's go and, you know, chop this off and just have this little raised part just for the Lidos. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. Right, and over here... Come back. Yeah, this plugged in. Get ourselves our gravity battery. Oh, and what's the point? We can actually. No, we can't. They can't go under here. Still, I can. Scrapping that. Let's just those. Yes, we'll build this gravity battery, and we plug in the middle, and then we'll build this gravity battery. And then we'll have water coming out of that corner. Couldn't take them very long. I got a lot of beavers building. If I get down here, boom, yep, that's done. Open up, and nope, it's oh, we're gonna drop off the dynamite. I think no, we're not. We're going somewhere. There you go. We got Lidos on the go. I didn't get any notices of new peak happiness, so I guess we have obviously been to these kind of levels before, and we do very much need an agora for some more socialness. We still have like a few beavers stood around. I don't think we have that many, if I'm honest. So it's kind of, I think we're getting into a bit of the point of hours available actually be able, sorry about disturbing your light up time, to actually be able to get this stuff done. I guess we're kind of leaning into that a little bit. Because I felt like we didn't have too many beavers stood around during our evening activity. But yeah, I think it's kind of a time management thing. Now, scarecrows and weather vanes need a bit of upping. We're gonna do, which should help. Mitch, chuck those two down there. Get me a couple of scarecrows. Where are you facing? Better. As this is, of course, my scarecrow area. And now, of course, most people who come to this region will have scarecrows coming in. Of course, for the ones who don't simply run up the stairs. You know, there's only so much I can do. No, but water's flowing, right? Water is flowing. If I could keep that level up a little bit more. Ooh, bad tide approaching. Now this means because we've gone and fixed this from the last time we managed to test it. There were some controls that we didn't realize are there. We can gonna be able to go and watch how well this works, ladies and gentlemen. I'm genuinely thinking like 2 days tops, we're gonna get past bad tide. Yeah, current system. Now I don't imagine that did too much, but I'm hoping it is, helping keep a little bit more water up there. Our rate is kind of full. Want me to get these guys running? That now. Okay, we need to get that one built before we block it off. Graph battery, but probably not today. It'll be tomorrow then. But that should be pretty much done very simply. But yeah, gotta get to see how our graph how well our graph battery does. How well our filtration system does. I think it's gonna go really well. And so I'm also hoping that scarecrow numbers will. I don't actually know what they were, so that's and then I kind of need to get on some rooftops to do some rooftop building. Need a little bit of what's needed. Let's come at this from bam. Back of our houses. Same over here, of course. Hey. That project's then on the go. We'll pop back over here. Go and nicely connected in. Go and run our second graph battery to help that strain. It's draining. It's draining. I'm not too worried we will recharge fully during bad tide. But not only is it draining, it's also greening. Look at that. Let the water flow. There you go. Look at that. And it's so much. We're only just under if we've got low power, but we're so far over if we've got high power. And look how fast that's charging. Yeah, with two of them, we're going to be perfectly fine. So, yeah, the water is flowing. Look at it. Look at that water flow. We do have a bad tide approaching. You can see that this has got bad tide obviously left over in it. Only thing that. Not going to worry about that too much. We are holding back the corruption mostly. see that way as well. That'll largely help. Yes, bad tide has approached. So, this now off. The flow limit is 0. So, what that means... Oh, I've got water. That means is that this... There you go, contamination 12%. Boom, that is plugged, that is stopped. Now, of course, it will increase a little bit, just with evaporation. But last time, with this being slightly broken, this did reach 100% easily. Over, yeah, probably about the same length for bad tide. It was a decent bad tide. So we'll see how that looks in the 6 days' time. And I'm hopeful, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hopeful of how well this is. Yeah, obviously this has stopped bad tide, but hey, look at this. Look at what we managed to get in just a day or so. This nice bit of green here. This will then eventually flood all through. Well, it's just going. And with that, what I'm going to do is actually 8 more of this flows down here and helps keep this a little bit better. Hopefully I shouldn't have any flooding issues because we have rediverted this. Not come down here anymore. This all comes this way. Look at that though. Even during off season, shall we call it, have all of this beautiful green held around the map. The only bit that we are missing is a bit in here. This will get green, and so all of that is simply what that comes from this way. It comes here, then comes out here, then yes, doesn't get stopped. Map. We have our few little bits and bobs here, and we will last. Let's keep this world green no matter the circumstances. Projects. We just get across to what I'm going to do. Cheeky way. Oh. I sworn I clicked that. Trying. Button. And so yeah, let's do a... Yeah, they're not great building paths, but hey, I've got the time to let them do that in the background. Hey, what have we gone up to? We're a day or so down. Oh, 36%. So it is actually rising pretty quickly with evaporation. Well, we'll see what it ends up at, and then we'll see what we can do about such a thing. Yeah, I mean, like I said, with that, we're gonna finish Project Green basically. This now flowing and eventually filling up. Now being built. We're going to finish Project Green. It's a great moment to be. Now all we have to do is keep finishing Project Happiness. Yeah, Scarecrow is okay numbers. Weather vanes, as you can see, have shot up from 2 to 86. Not a huge improvement in happiness because it's only worth 1 overall. Same with Scarecrows. It's a decent amount. Now Agoras, let's pause. Agoras are, however, worth +3, so that is a very nice. Well, you've just been running around here and you didn't get a weather vane bonus. Crazy. Fountain of Joy and obviously Earth Re-Cultivator are the big ones. Lovely +18 between the two of them. I mean, that puts me up to numbers, you know, nearly 70. Yeah. certainly all coming together. Now, the earth recultivator, I still do kind of want it up here. Oh, average well-being of 50. That was a tease. That was like a boom 50, but it didn't keep. So there you go. The earth recultivator will definitely work up here in terms of area. Covers pretty much my whole map. I feel like, is a set of stairs to go up there. Okay, well that will be my stairway to my earth recultivator. Then, of course, we also do need a fountain of joy. This one's going to be a little bit trickier, because, again, we need water. Requires access to water. Then it also, like, can't be sat in water. Or it needs to be sat... I don't know, it's a fun one. To say it's a fun one. I very much could get a fountain of joy down here. Like I said, I do forget quite what the rules are in terms of must have access to water. It is a 3x3 building, so it does need to be a little bit higher than that. Like I said, the whole access to water thing is interesting. Let's now down to 1.7 days, up to 60% contamination. There's down so they can rest. Put a nice 3x3 platform there. Then I can get the water fountain on. And I do also definitely want some decoration around it. That. Pretty sure I can get away with this. I'm gonna decorate around it as well. Alright, so they'll finish building that in the morning, basically. Of course, all of this is built, charged, more to the point. Access? Ah, yeah, of course, because we can't... Keep thinking we can run through this middle bit, but it's here. You know, whoever block off this bit hasn't done anything. Dot. Ah, because yes, there's contamination that comes all the way up top. What? Out of curiosity. Still, of course, can. Oh wait, hang on. Let's go and solve my little problem here as well about access. Of course, we have spiral stairs now. Gonna sneeze. Hey, folks. Okay, 0.5 days left on our bad tide, so let's actually focus on that very, very shortly. Go, and we can now get around a bit. And again, just for the day, nighttime, let's do this very quickly. For the sake of keeping back the bad tide for no reason, and I'm not going to do it everywhere, just the fact that I was there. Okay, so in our 7 days, we've gone up to 64%. In 0.1 days, our system will open. Boom, we will flood that through. And 2% contamination from 64%. There you go, right from the get-go, in immediacy, going down to 2% contamination. Now, can we do better than that? I don't know, because those last little bits of contamination are actually very, very hard to get rid of. We are basically going to keep flowing into here, so as these do continue to dry up, as long as this, of course, will continue to evaporate, and that last bit of percentage will go down. Just from the source, let alone as in from everything being allowed to flow into here, we hopefully can get better. Now, this did slightly overflood, so it could also simply actually be a back flooding system. This could have, in fact, cleaned itself out. But obviously, we did flood, and some of that may have flown backwards. I am going to limit the flow just a little bit more. Going on to 1.4. From 1.7. It was on maximum. I think is maximum 2. Yeah, maximum is 2, basically. Let's go down to 1.4. Maybe that will... there you go. It's even going to fill it up a bit more. Maybe that will stop the back flood. Because maybe that's where the percentage got back into the system. Who knows? Let's go and take that out. Let's go and throw in a joy. Probably because I reckon the paths. Well, be true. Try moving it all one backward. Can't get access because we're around out here. Yes. Okay, and we do want it facing the way it's facing. So, that fountain of joy put in. And so yeah, it turns out our scaffolding around the edge and the idea of decoration is nonsense. We will keep it there because, as you can see, they're using it to build up this fountain. Here. And of course, that was in fact very useful to be allow it to get around to the back. That as well. Have to keep. That built. That'll be the Fountain of Joy. That'll be a beautiful extra +8. Like I said, kind of getting to the point where, you know, drop off a few work hours. Start letting my beavers become beavers of leisure. I mean, you know, however it sounds, they've made it. You know, they've put in their time. They've built their society. They can start to relax now. You know? They have a fully functioning beaver community. They can start to relax. So let's have a look at what we've managed to do. There you go. This is all now perfectly fed, as is this. We've got a bit more water coming down this way. More flow. Okay, this is 0.75. This is Are we? No, we just kind of have a flooding problem, so we are gonna have to. Yeah, I mean, look at that. It almost automatically turns this bit off. We are gonna have to have flow going both ways. Yeah, so that's high score of 52. Is that built already? Wow, it's impressive. Well, that's gonna hit into the higher numbers. Woo, 56. There you go. There's our numbers. 57. Ooh, that's higher than I thought. Oh yeah, no, 57. That's quite helpful. Here you can see as well. This is now done. So, Project Green. Project Green is there, ladies and gentlemen. We have finished. We have finished Project Green. Like I said, it's not the whole map. You know, I like these high bits being grey. It represents mountains for me. But all of the valleys All of the low areas are now rehydrated, if you will. They are irrigated. Life could very easily now return to this oasis. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end the episode right there. Go, this is down to 0%. I mean, that's for 4 days. 4 days guaranteed it's done. But obviously, I wasn't paying attention. It could be fast. I mean, we lost all 62 out of 64% in the initial second. See how that goes. See how that goes. And so until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you have enjoyed the episode. And until we come back and build final pieces, beautiful settlement, I hope that you will stay safe, happy, and healthy.